A question. What do these American comedians or late-night TV hosts, Trevor Noah, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, what do they all have in common? Well, the answer? Not one of them can spot a joke better than Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Not one of them can spot prize hypocrites as well as he can and make them a national laughing stock. Did I say national laughing stock? Try international. Because unlike Noah and Colbert and Kimmel, DeSantis is a comic genius who's made the whole world laugh, including people here in Australia, at the hypocrites of the American left. And, by the way, they're laughing at and not with Noah, Colbert, Kimmel. They're laughing at Kamala Harris too. Because remember how the Vice President was put in charge of stopping illegal immigrants flooding over the Mexican border? And how earlier this month she claimed success, even though 2 million illegals have now crossed that border in just the past year.
We're going to have 2 million people cross this border for the first time ever. You're confident this border's secure?
We have a secure border in that is a priority for any nation, including ours and our administration.
A secure border, that's a laugh. When 2 million people just walked over it illegally in 1 year, that's the population of Washington, Boston and Baltimore combined. And that's when Greg Abbott, governor of Texas, one of the frontline states in this border crisis, he declared a joke of his own. And like the best jokes, a joke that told a serious truth. He sent the first of several buses to drop off illegal immigrants outside Harris's official home in Washington, D.C.
And Vice President Harris said that the border is closed. Is the border closed? Do you believe that the border is closed, or is it open?
It's open, not closed. The border is open.
The border is open. Do you believe that all the migrants believe that the border is open?
Yeah, everybody believes that the border is open. It's open because we enter.
And to add to the punchline, Washington is one of the so-called sanctuary cities that claim very publicly to be more welcoming to illegals. And have you noticed, by the way, that the further from the border you actually get, the more sanctuary cities you find. The fewer the illegals, the more the compassion for people who can strike poses without actually having to do anything. And really, so who can complain then about sending illegals to the very places, rich places often, that claim to be more compassionate? So all that was already funny enough. But DeSantis, he went one better. He flew 50 illegal immigrants all the way up to Martha's Vineyard, the island playground of the super rich and famous like Barack Obama, the Clintons, Kennedy clan, Spike Lee, the aristocracy of the left, the Compassionista. And that's when Colbert and Noah and Kimmel exploded. First, here's Trevor Noah, who in response to this joke gave the most obscene abuse, no sense of humour at all.
Because, sometimes, someone is so terrible, the word doesn't quite capture their essence enough, But Ron DeSantis, he's like the little edges, the little ridges around the that really catch all the.
What a potty mouth. And here is Colbert's reaction. Angry, but also totally irrational. Because DeSantis was in fact doing these illegal immigrants the most enormous favour. I mean, ask yourself. If you were going to the US in search of a better life, wouldn't you like to end up in one of the richest and supposedly most compassionate places in the whole country? Colbert just couldn't see the joke because he actually believes the left's compassionate pose is genuine.
DeSantis wasn't sending these folks to the Vineyard to have a good time. He was human trafficking these families as a political stunt. Yes, DeSantis owned those libs by making them look compassionate. Just like that Jesus. Send that guy a truckload of lepers, see how he likes it.
Jimmy Kimmel too ranted along that very same line, making Martha's Vineyard sound like, well, a colony of modern-day saints.
One of the worst things about Donald Trump is all his dummy mini-me's, because you know what the people of Martha's Vineyard did when these planes full of people showed up? They fed them, they gave them clothes, they bought them pizza, they took them in.
Now, that is extremely funny because the joke is actually on Kimmel and Colbert there, and on the people of Martha's Vineyard. It's not on DeSantis at all. DeSantis knew the Martha Vineyard left was all pizza and wind, all pose and no heart. Because before 2 days were out, those 50 illegal immigrants on Martha's Vineyard were loaded onto buses and voted off the island, bussed out by the National Guard because we were told this super wealthy island with so many holiday houses, many often empty, they couldn't handle them.
At some point in time, they have to move from here to somewhere else, right? We cannot, we don't have the services to take care of 50 immigrants, and we certainly don't have housing. We're in a housing crisis as we are on this island, and so we can't house everyone here that lives here and works here.
Not, I can't believe it. They couldn't even find a home for one of these immigrants, you know? Didn't someone have a pool room, maybe, a pool house, maybe a spare billiard room where they could have just given one room for one immigrant? Kimmel, Colbert, Noah too, they completely missed that joke. They missed the sanctimony of the Martha Vineyard elite. Even when they rabbited on CNN about how these illegals had so enriched the lives of the residents for the mere 44 hours they were actually allowed to stay before the locals farewelled them with hugs and kisses, no offers of work, no offers of a spare room, so that the locals could get on with reading the New York Times about how mean this Ron DeSantis really was. Now, DeSantis actually got this joke. At least he's got a sense of humour, unlike Noah, Colbert, etc. From the very start, he knew he was going to expose these frauds in the most comic way by doing exactly what the illegal immigrants would want and exactly what the rich left claimed to welcome.
You're not a sanctuary state, and it's better to be able to go to a sanctuary jurisdiction. And yes, we will help facilitate that transport for you to be able to go to greener pastures.
DeSantis got the joke, a joke that underlined an important truth that the left did not want to hear. And Noah, Colbert, Kimmel just didn't get it. For them, it's really about the tribe. Humour dies. They're just tribal animals of the left, not comedians really at all. And DeSantis turned the joke on them.